Each day that it's printed, the Norfolk Daily News is read by about 30,000 people. Our website reaches about 1.7 million page views a month and about 80,000 unique users each month. Facebook, we have 20,000 fans. Our email newsletter is sent out each morning to about 8,000 subscribers. What these numbers mean is that the Daily News is reaching more people in more ways than ever before. And if you're a business that could benefit from some of these numbers, give us a call. We're ready to help.
Time out!
Hello, welcome to Time Out. I am Tom Behmer. In my free time, I like to steal Kleenexes from coworkers, eat goldfish snack crackers, and make sure that the turkeys are finished. In case you're not sure about what that means, let me tell you this. C2 is nuts. By C2, I mean Class C2. There are a lot of good basketball teams in this area in Class C2. I know last week I promised D1, but I started looking at C2 and thought, wow, we can't skip Class C2, especially what will become the Class C2 district. The C2 3 district, we'll get to it another time, is very loaded too. But this is the C2, 3, and 4 sub-districts. 8 of the 10 teams are not undefeated at this point of the year. Still have winning records at this point of the year. One of those teams is Wisner-Pilger. The Gators are coming off a loss Saturday night to Logan View Scribner-Snyder, one of the top teams in C1. But earlier in the week, big wins for Wisner-Pilger over Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family, as well as Howells Dodge. The thing about Wisner-Pilger, they have 3 weapons on the outside, and Hunter Waterman, Keegan Ruskamp, and Gunnar Lebenz, very similar players that can shoot, put the ball on the floor. They find their inside men. Those guys, Jaden Raby and Colby Heller, are the 2 starters. Heller, a sophomore, Raby, a junior. They get the job done. Raby, more of a scorer. Heller, more of a role player on the team that does a lot of the little things. Another big win earlier for the Gators came against Wayne. It was a 65-40 win. Wayne at the time was struggling, off to a 2-5 start. The Blue Devils are now 8-7, and this is despite a loss to North Bend Central, which we're going to get to. Big reason that Wayne has improved so much as the year's gone on, the play of Mason Lee. In the last 7 games, Lee is averaging 18.6 points as well as 8.7 rebounds. Had a good game against North Bend Central last Friday, but the Blue Devils were defeated 65-63. Jackson Wheatfeld for North Bend Central, a freshman, hits a buzzer beater to win the game. That's quite an experience for anybody, let alone a freshman. But he's not probably the best Wheatfeld on the team, and that would be Tanner, who scored 24 points in the win. Johnny Manuel for North Bend, also 24 points in the win right now. North Bend Central 10-2 on the year. Have a couple big games coming up at Oakland Craig on the 19th, at Wisner-Pilger on the 25th. Back to Wayne, the Blue Devils, one of several teams in the area that started slowly. They're getting things going. Randolph is now 8-4 after an 0-3 start. CWC is 9-5 after a 3-3 start. Omaha Nation 9-5 after a 5-5 start. And you don't have to look much further than Norfolk High. Panthers started 0-3. They're now 7-6 on the year. They've actually lost 3 of their last 5 games, but the teams that beat them in those games have a combined 32-11 record. Luke Kluver has been big for Norfolk this year, 15.2 points per game as the junior has stepped forward for the Panthers. Matt Hagedorn at 13.5 points a game, also averaging in double figures for Norfolk. 11.1 points per game for Zach James. The progress that the Panthers have shown as the year has gone on means that, this perennial contender that has been created by Ben Reese and passed over to Tony Siski will continue to be a perennial contender. A couple big games this week. Tuesday night, Ponca is traveling to Winnebago for a big Class C1/C2 matchup, and Lutheran High Northeast is traveling to Walt Hill for a big C2/D1 matchup. We'll talk about that and a little more next week when we come back. Until then, I'm Tom Behmer for Time Out. Trippy.